Yo people, wagwan, welcome back to Run's Tech Hub. And in this one, I'm going to be having a quick talk about the GTA Remaster. Now, I don't think it's any secret, well, it shouldn't be a secret to anyone unless you've been living under a rock, that the GTA Trilogy Remaster looks horrible, runs horrible, and just overall is a really bad move by Rockstar. So I'm going to quickly try and break down some of the reasons why I think this happened and just give my overall thoughts on the mess that Rockstar have released. Right, I am no developer. I did work on a couple games with a group of people a while back. Nothing amazing, but I can almost assure you that Rockstar is not working with the original code base, meaning this game was created in an engine that is no longer available, that's no longer being used by Rockstar. They've opted to use, I think it's Unreal Engine for this one. So they're actually recreating or putting textures on top of old textures. So because of that, it's going to be a bit tricky. Because of that, the game just won't be as, let's say, smooth or as easy to edit or code as the original was. They are not using the original code base, meaning whatever language they programmed this game in originally, they probably still have those files, but it's not being done in that same engine. So things won't be as straightforward. Now, Unreal Engine is a very capable engine. Now, if Rockstar took the time out to actually learn it or to give the team the necessary tools they needed, in this case, maybe use the Rage engine. Honestly, I think this game would have fared a lot better if they used the Rage engine to remake the game from the ground up. But that's my personal thought there. I remember years ago when they re-released those three games on consoles, on mobile. They again, they did not use the original code base then. I think the re-release on consoles years ago was actually done from a mobile port, and the reasoning was that the mobile port had higher texture quality, had better sound, and a few other things were improved in the mobile version. So that's the version they actually used for the re-release then. I'm making the assumption here, pure assumption, that they're still using that same version just because it had higher textures. They wouldn't have gone back to use the very old, very original version. It would have made sense for them to do that. Again, remaking would have been a better option than remastering for these three games. I'll dive into that a bit more towards the end of the video, but I do believe that this game was a remaster of a remaster, and the original remaster was a mobile remaster anyway, so it wasn't going to be the best, especially for the consoles that we have now that can do 4K 60 in most cases. Now, I know that this was not done by Rockstar North themselves or by one of the big companies or big teams within Rockstar. It was done by, I think it was called Grove Street Games, which was the same company that did the remasters years ago. Now, I think Rockstar has done a very big disservice to the fans and to themselves as well. GTA 3 was a pivotal game in the gaming industry, full stop. It had, at the time, an amazing open world that not many games, and even to this day, not many games have been able to recreate to that extent. Vice City, same thing. San Andreas was just pivotal in its own right with every single thing. GTA 3, basic. GTA Vice City, a bit more advanced, and San Andreas just had everything well put together. It's my favorite of all the three games because it incorporated everything from the others and added so much more. You could buy property. You could go to certain schools to improve your skills. You had to improve the skills of your weapons. You could go to the gym. As you can see in this clip here, I'm at the gym fighting this guy so I can learn a new skill. I could then go and exercise to build myself up. I didn't have to eat, but eating was good to restore health. It was just, for 2004, I believe it was mind-blowingly good. And even to this day, I think San Andreas is still the best Grand Theft Auto game that they've ever created. Now, if anyone at Rockstar is listening, I think what they should have done ideally, as I've said before, is remake the game. Not a remaster, but remake those three games. Using their new GTA 5 engine, which is called the Rage engine, Rage, it would have made a lot more sense to remake that game. Number one, it would have run a lot better. They could have remade that game and made it work at 4K 60 easy if they use the Rage engine, because we see that on PC currently with GTA 5. Number two, it's an in-house engine. It's their own engine. They know all the tech behind it. They can recreate every single animation, every single cutscene, every single gameplay action. They can do that. They could have also updated the games to add more features, right? Still leave the originals on the store. There was no reason to get rid of the originals. Still leave the originals on there, but updated these. For example, in GTA 4, that's when I believe the shooting got really, really good in GTA. Prior to that, San Andreas, Vice City, and GTA 3, you couldn't really, for example, hide behind objects. You would just have to crouch and hope that whoever's shooting you don't see you, or you just have to build yourself up to be a bullet sponge, right? GTA 4 really, really did fix that. Yeah, so those are some of the reasons why I think they could have done better. And charging £55 for all three games as it stands now is unfair because they're broken. However, if they use the Rage engine to remake these games, yes, it would have taken more time. They didn't actually have to announce it this year. Honestly, they could have waited at least a couple more years, remade these games fully, and gave us this as a gap filler for GTA 6. And they could have easily sold each of these games remade for 30, £40, and no one would even bat an eyelid because they were such good games. If they were updated with new graphics, new sounds, just new everything, I think people would be happy with that. I think what they need to do at this stage is, it's never going to happen. Go to the people who are creating mods for PC, hire those people instead. If you actually go onto YouTube and type in GTA San Andreas mod or GTA San Andreas how it should have looked, you would see some amazing textures, some amazing visuals. Yeah, so those are my thoughts. Didn't really have much to say on this topic. I think most of it has already been said. If you go onto YouTube, you'll see hundreds, possibly thousands of videos of people ripping into Rockstar. And I do think it has got one of the lowest ratings on Steam ever. Rockstar used to be this massive corporation that used to do everything perfect. And now, this trilogy, on top of the GTA 5 being re-released a second time, and on top of Red Dead Online just being so crap for most people, they're really shooting themselves in the foot. And the thing is, it seems that the fixes are very obvious, but they just have no interest in fixing stuff because GTA 5 seems to be making so much money, they just keep milking the cow, right? I think they saw this as a quick cash grab. I don't think they really sat down and thought about this, put much effort into it. I think they saw this as every other company is doing remasters and they're making millions of dollars from it. We have three of the biggest games in history. Let's do remasters and let's make millions of dollars from that as well. They could have done this way better. San Andreas especially, they could have done way better. That game, I think, is still a fan favorite for many. For a number of reasons. CJ just had the most capabilities out of everyone, and I think his story was probably the most interesting in terms of 90s lore as well. But yeah, that's it from me. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Loads of videos coming, so stay tuned. Peace.